What's going on, Beamer fans? Welcome back to Beamer Review. If this is your first time on Beamer Review, do yourself a favor, subscribe to the channel. We put out content every single week, so if you want to learn everything there is to know about BMW, subscribe to the channel. You would be doing yourself a favor, and you would be learning all the different hidden tricks in your BMW. Before we get started, we do have cool brand new BMW key fob covers for the BMW key that looks like this. If you wanted to get yourself a BMW key fob cover, the links for those are right down below, so definitely check that out at the end of the video. Without further rambling on, let's go ahead and get started. So for this video, yes, we are going to be going over the ways we can use the vehicle more efficiently. There's a couple little hidden tips and tricks in this one, so definitely make sure you watch the entire thing to see if you can catch on to those two little ones that I will be mentioning. That could be something that you would use every single day. Let's go ahead and get started. So for number one, if you do not know about the BMW shortcuts menu, this is going to be number one. Everybody who owns a BMW has to know about this one. Your shortcuts menu is going to be a close resemblance as to these old 1 through 8 numericals that used to be right down here. Well, in the new generation BMWs, they do still have that menu. If you just drag this white line down, of course, you're going to see the options to create a shortcut all along here. If you were to have your BMW ID set up, you could set up to 8 different shortcuts all along here. The way you would go ahead and save your favorite shortcut or your favorite radio station is you go into this. All you have to do is just hold down whatever you'd like to set up as a shortcut, push on that, and then before you know it, you're going to see it load up right over here. So yes, you can load up to about 8 depending on the BMW. Not only can you pre-program BMW shortcuts, but you can also pre-program or set up shortcuts, Apple CarPlay apps as well, or Android Auto. That is going to be one of the things that every BMW owner should be doing. I still find a good 80% of clients who still do not know about that shortcuts menu, so hence why I keep on repeating it on the channel. The next one is a really cool one. This one is going to be one of the ones that you may have not seen coming. I did do a YouTube short on this one that is blowing up. Say for example, this gear shifter that we have here. If, say for example, you're going down your driveway and then you come to a stop, you can see that my drive button is still activated. Instead of me having to go to park the car and then turn off the car, what you could do, even if you're in drive, you could just turn off the car and then you can see that the vehicle will go into the park all by itself. That is a huge trick that I do in probably every single BMW whenever I get into it. I think that everyone should be doing it. BMW has been doing that little thing for quite a long time now, almost a good decade. So definitely make sure you are utilizing that, especially if you have a shifter like this where the park button used to be on the shifter itself, but now they moved it right down here. But instead of going into reverse and then park, all you have to do is just get to your stop and then just turn off the car if it's in reverse or drive. If it's in neutral, it'll stay in neutral. So watch out if you're doing that. You want to do it in either reverse or drive and then turn off the car. And while we are here, number 3 is going to be this little S mode that you see right over here. Excuse all this little fingerprint action I got going on right now, but this little S mode, I would say a good 90% of clients are not using this guy as much. Is very powerful to use as well. Say for example, even today whenever I was trying to get into the lot that we have here, there are some situations throughout the day where I get into places where I need immediate acceleration. I need the car to work very responsively. I don't want that engine start stop to be on. So what I do to kind of prepare myself for a really big push on the car or a really big aggressive movement that I do with the car, what I do is if I'm in drive, if I just push this down one time, you'll see that I'm in S mode right here. This is S transmission mode. What that guy can do is that your vehicle will simply hold the gears a bit longer so that you can get a more responsive gas pedal feel. The reason why this is really important is because of 2 different things. It will deactivate that engine start stop, so the engine will be running ready to go. And then the other thing it'll do is give you a good amount of engine power to get you going onto the traffic or onto the on-ramp that you're trying to get into. It's a very useful trick. Again, I use it quite a bit whenever I'm about to take a turn into the traffic, but I really need the car to be responsive in that sense. The other thing you could do is go into sport mode. The only downside with that is that you have to go into here and then you have to select sport mode in order to go into sport mode. But this function right here is just simply right here. If I'm in drive, just flick it down one time and then the vehicle is ready to go to do that really aggressive movement that I'm about to do with the vehicle. So in that previous one that I just mentioned, how the vehicle will get out of that mode where it's doing the engine start stop, which is the same thing as this guy right over here. This is how you deactivate the engine start stop with just that trip. Another little movement that I do a lot is whenever I simply know that I'm at an intersection and then I know that the light is about to turn green. If I want to kind of wake up the car from the engine start stop mode, what I will do is just lift up my foot from the brake, and then whenever you do that, it will cut the engine on and then it will turn on the engine, having it ready to go, and then I would put my foot right back down to continue to stay braked, but I'll be ready to go whenever the light turns green. If I'm at a red light, the engine is off doing the engine start stop mode, what I will do is just kind of quickly just do a movement like this to turn on the engine so that it is ready to go whenever the light is green. You can do that for many other cars. It's just not limited to just BMW only. But if you do that, the engine will be on and then you can be ready to go whenever the light turns green. And then you kind of save that small little abrupt pause that the vehicle does whenever the engine turns on. Another shortcut that I like to use a lot. I'm also surprised that many people do not know about this. It has been around for quite some time now for many different vehicles as well. But your turn signal stick, many drivers are still using it. Even on the highway, what they would do is just push it down all the way. And then you can see that the light is blinking. Once they're done doing their turn, they would go like that again. This isn't just limited to the highway. On your turn signal, if you do a quick click like that, you can see that the turn signal will do a 3-second blink. So a quick click like that, you can see that it does a 3-time blink. Very useful if you're on the highway or if you're just doing a quick turn. The other way to use it is if you hold it down. Again, it's a really common thing that many people still do not know about. I did want to point that out to many newbies out there. Another one is going to be the phone button that we have here. For BMWs, the phone button is not just used to make a phone call. If you click on it, what you're going to see on either here or on the heads-up display is you're going to see the recent people that you had spoken to once you push this. But there's actually 3 different ways to use this. One of the 3 was just the one that I had mentioned. The other way to use it is if you're getting a phone call, you'll see the person's name pop up on the screen. You don't have to click on answer way over here while you're trying to drive. If you're trying to look at your screen and then reach, it does become a bit of a safety hazard. The way that this phone button is designed to work is if you're receiving a phone call, you can push on this to pick up the phone call. You don't have to go reaching for it. You don't have to take your eyes off the road. You can simply give it a quick click whenever somebody's calling you. And then you can take your call. The other huge thing to mention that is not mentioned is once you're done with the call, you don't have to go reaching for it to turn off the phone call or whatever. What you could do is while that call is still on, just push it one more time and then the call will hang up. So definitely make sure you are utilizing that. Another way to use your BMW more efficiently is going to be using voice commands. In every BMW, you have to enable Hello BMW, or you can set up your personal wake word as well. The way you turn on Hello BMW for this new X3 we have here is go into settings, and then you want to go into personal assistant, which is this one here. And then you want to go into settings right over here once more. And then inside settings right here, you want to look for a wake word. Obviously, I can't do it because my phone is not connected to this car because this isn't my car. So I'm not gonna go ahead and activate all the plans so that somebody might lose it. But yes, that's where you would go. You have to do that for any new BMW. You have to enable it first in order to get the voice command to work. But yes, using Hello BMW, you can control functions in the car. Things like turning on the cooling seats, heated steering wheel. You can ask it to change the temperature, change the lighting, roll down the window for some of them, open up the sunroof for many of them as well. You can ask it to turn off the heads-up display. You can ask it to go into a personal setting or any setting within the car. You could even say things like I'm hot, and then it will turn on the cooling within the vehicle too. So definitely make sure you're using your voice command. The other thing is going to be that your Hey Siri function is not really done through the car. The first time you're getting into a BMW, you do have to hold it down first to set that up to make sure that Siri is activated. So if you are getting into a brand new BMW, just give this a hold after your phone is connected to make sure you have Siri set up ready to go. You have to do that the first time you connect your phone. Again, just hold that down. Setting up Hey Siri is going to be done through your phone. Once you go into your phone, go into settings and then click on Siri, and then you'll see the function there to enable Hey Siri. I personally don't have an Android, but I'm pretty sure that Google Assistant works the same way as well to make sure that Google Assistant is activated for all my lovely Android users. Next one is going to be preconditioning ventilation. This one's a bit of a double one. For BMWs that have remote engine start, you do have to go into climate control settings and then enable it. One of the things that I do a lot for my BMW is right before I'm about to get into it. You can see today is a super hot day as well. I will always precondition the BMW before I get into it to make sure it's not too hot, not too cold. The ways that I do that though is mainly going to be in my app. I have my BMW widget to kind of be its own little standalone widget where I can activate the functions. I'll try to put up a screenshot of that right now. But yes, this little fan that we have here is what I can click on from my phone to just go ahead and precondition the car before I get into it. If you have a garage, you probably don't have to worry about this a whole lot unless you're parked outside, but that is one thing you can do. I always precondition it before getting into it. The benefit of doing that is also the fact of my engine heating up faster once I begin driving as well. So preconditioning is huge. For my people who don't have remote engine start, you should still have some sort of preconditioning within the vehicle. You can still do that through the app as well. Give the fan a little click, but keep in mind that this is just more for the summertime if you don't have remote engine start. It's just going to blow the fans within the car. Engine will still kind of stay off. And if you don't want to do things that way, the next one is going to be the fact that you can roll down the window before you get into it. Before getting into this car that we have here, I knew that the vehicle was going to be really hot. So what I do in that situation is that I will hold down the unlock button here, and then the vehicle's windows will start to roll down like so. And then by doing that, what I could do is just kind of air out the car a little bit before I get into it. So it's not scorching hot whenever I do. Hold down the lock, you can roll up the windows too. And your side mirrors will fold in as well. One of the last ones is going to be using the parking button, which is right here. Whenever you're parking in reverse, you can see that this screen will turn on. But the issue is that whenever you're parking into a spot, you're not going to get nothing pop up on the screen unless the car detects you're getting pretty close to, say, for example, the car in front there. But if you're just trying to see the front camera all by itself, just so you can park evenly right into the lines, what you could do is just give this guy a push, and then by doing that, it just activated the front of the camera. Now I can see the lines here, and then I can also see the lines here. And then that will help me park. And again, the way that I did that was if I was going into a spot, all that I got to do is just push on this little P guy right here, and then it shows me the camera. That is also another efficient way to use the BMW, something that I do quite often. If you all had any questions, write those down below. I'm trying my best to catch up on all the different comments. I believe I'm probably about 150 behind, but I'm going to do my best to catch up on all those. I'm going to be going on a trip to Portugal next week, so hopefully I get some downtime there to just respond back to everyone. I do apologize for the delay. I am also thinking about doing a BMW community where we could all just be in a group chat and just share information amongst each other. If any of you would be interested in joining that, feel free to let me know. Again, subscribe to the channel. Check out the BMW key fob covers right down below. They do a good job of protecting your key. We've sold over hundreds of these, and we are going to be selling out soon. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you all for the next one.